Y'all, America is going to fall. America continues to do the same things that the old covenant did. In the old covenant, the ones that they fell and they worshipped Ashtaroth and Baal, Molech, because of what they did, they got condemned. Pestilence came upon them, earthquakes, violence, sickness, hurt, all of it, confusion. A lot of confusion came about because of this worship to Baal, B-A-A-L. So much of it. And still the Jews today over in Israel, the Jews speak of Jehovah. Yeah, they say the word Jehovah. You've got Hosea 2:16. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishai, my husband, and shalt call me no more Baali. And that is concordance number 1180. And that means my master, a symbolic name for Jehovah. It means my master, and symbolic name for Jehovah. They are worshiping over there this Jehovah, this Baal. And America is following right along in the footsteps. They're doing the same thing. The Israelites back in the olden days, they really thought that they were worshiping the one and only true God. The molten image that they created in the desert whenever Moses was up on the mountain. They thought that that was a God. That was God. They spoke, we've got to make an image to God so that we have something to worship. So, over time, there was another one. The Danites stole this guy's, this priest's idols that he created. He thought that they were really God, like our God. And we're told, once again, we're told in the 10 Commandments to not make any graven images. To not make any graven images. Don't worship them, don't bow down to them, don't make them. And yet we are doing this. We are still doing this. And then in America, in September of 2018, that's this year, in Washington, D.C., put up their second tower. And I think that there might be 3 towers in the United States, but for sure in 2016 in New York one was put up, and for sure in 2018 Washington, D.C. put one up. This is why we have got man on man marrying and woman on woman marrying. This is why we have mothers having sex with their children and fathers having sex with their children. Moab and Ammon were the children of Lot. Lot's 2 daughters had sex with their father in a cave. And they had Moab and Ammon. Moab and Ammon follow Baal and Ashtaroth over and over in the Old Testament, Old Covenant. They over and over follow Ashtaroth. And Malcham, which is the idol of the Ammonites. So, why am I bringing this up? Because America needs to wake up. America needs to see and realize that the ones that are in the high places are moving and operating things that are abominations to our Father. And we're speaking and following and doing what our government is telling us to do. And it's going against our Father. So much of it is going against our Father. They're putting up arcs of Baal in the United States of America and say that's what it is. That's what this is. Does that tell you that the high guys know what they're doing? I'm just mind blown that this stuff is happening right in front of our eyes, and you bring this up to people, especially pastors, and they don't want to hear it. America's great. America's doing nothing wrong. We founded this country on God, and that's what we're doing. We're following God. Y'all, America's gonna fall. The word says that America is gonna fall. The word says all nations will fall, except for the children of Israel. The nation, the children of the New Jerusalem will not fall, but all the other nations will. All of them. All of them. Okay. So I like to read y'all a little more. Let's do 2 Chronicles 33. 2. But did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh, like unto the abominations of the heathen. That is H 1471 in the concordance, and that's the Goyim, foreign nation, Gentile, flight of locusts. So whom y'all have cast out before the children of Israel. Verse 3, for he built again the high places of Hezekiah his father, had broken down, and reared up the altars for Baalim, and made groves, and worshipped all the hosts of heaven, and served them. Here this is again. The host of heaven. The worshipping of the host of heaven. The olden churches, the olden days, they understood and knew that these false gods were the fallen angels that fell, and they're trying to get their glory, and having us to fall to the same false worship. Here it is again, Zephaniah 1:4 or 1:5. No, we'll start with 4. And I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place, and the name of the Chemarims, which that is concordance H3649, and there it means an idolatrous priest. An idolatrous priest. Verse 5. And them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship and that swear by Yahweh, and that swear by Malcolm, which is the idol of the Ammonites. Once again, here is the child of Lot's, the idol of the Ammonites. That is Malcolm. But once again, we have Baal that's going to fall, the ones that worship and serve Baal, and the ones that worship and serve the host of heaven. Here it is again. This worshiping of the host of heaven. The scientists are worshiping the host of heaven. They are trying to open and get into the heavens. They are following these false angels, gods, right? They're worshiping every one of them. These fallen angels gave us the knowledge for this technology, but the knowledge would not be given to us unless our Father told us, or was allowed them to give it to us. We would not have this knowledge and understanding. Technology had to come so that the end of time can come. Baal is surrounded by technology. Baal has so much to do with this technology. The worship of this black cube, Saturn, which goes back to Baal again. Y'all, this really is happening. We really do have the worship of Baal happening in the United States of America. So please, look into it yourself. Ask your Father, who am I worshiping? If you're following anything that our government tells you to do, especially if it's religious, then it's wrong. Get in the Bible. Find out what your Father tells you. And the only way that you can know if you are falling to the worship of false gods is if you know anything about the false gods. And the only way you can do that is if you get in the Old Covenant. Please, America, wake up. Get in the book of Jeremiah. Get in the book of Hosea. Get in the book of Amos. Get in the book of Revelation. Read. Find out what our Father is saying and ask Him. Tell Him to reveal this stuff to you. These old false gods are still being worshipped. Wake up, America. Baal, Ark of Baals have been put up in the United States of America. And they're continuing to do this stuff. Y'all have a blessed day in the name of Jesus.